I just got done watching episode 5 of The Acolyte, and I feel like this is the first time, in a hot minute that I can get on here and be honest with you guys and say there are a few things that I liked about this episode. I really enjoyed the acting of our main villain, our Sith, in this episode. I did like the action sequences. I thought they were great. I did have my problems with them. But I like the idea of our heroes, our Jedi, not feeling safe. That might have been the first time ever in Disney Star Wars that I felt like there was a real threat on screen. We saw the Padawan. Yes, there's gonna be spoilers. We saw the Padawan that had the flirtatious feelings for Osha get. I thought that was a really cool sequence. We saw Yord or Yard, whatever his name is, get taken out with a nice little neck snap. I felt like there was a threat on screen, and that is good. That is a good thing. I feel like I haven't ever seen that with Disney Star Wars, and that was just good. It was nice to see. It was nice to have that threat, to feel like, bring it back to Game of Thrones, man. Nobody was ever safe in Game of Thrones. You never knew when somebody was going to kick the bucket. I mean, we saw Jon Snow, of course, he got brought back, but if you didn't read the books, like that was a potential thing to happen. And if you, like I said, if you didn't read the books, you didn't know. And knowing Game of Thrones, no character safe. We saw what happened to Ned Stark at the end of season 1. That was unheard of. And it is rare to see. I feel like, well, maybe not rare to see. I mean, if you watch a good show, nobody's safe. But Disney Star Wars, it was refreshing. But outside of that, I feel like this show, once again, Disney Star Wars just gets in their own way. There's a lot of convenient plot points to move the story forward. We have the shit when the Sith is finally defeated. And I'm calling the Sith because I don't remember his name, but we see him get carried away by these bugs. And while I'm watching this, I'm like, dude, I understand why Soul didn't deliver the final blow. That is not the Jedi way. We see that with Anakin and Count Dooku in Revenge of the Sith. He goes against the Jedi way and takes out Dooku because he's too big of a threat, yada, yada, yada. I understand why Soul didn't deliver the final blow. But when I see those bugs just fly away, you put the light on the back and fly away with this, I'm like, dude, he's coming back. That was just so convenient. And so it just takes you out of it. And speaking of that light, earlier, we see Osha warn, I think his name's Yord or Yard. We see him warn him, put your lightsaber out. They're attracted to it. And he's like, what's attracted to it? And I have to rewatch it, but it's like, dude, were you not there previously when you saw Soul split this bug in half because he was coming for your ass? Like he was coming to take you guys out. I feel like he was there. I thought we were all a big group there. I, and then the beginning, right when we open, we see the Sith and the Jedi after they get force pushed. It opens up with that. We see him fighting, dueling and stuff. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, where is Soul? Where is Soul? And then he just conveniently shows up to save the day, to fight the Sith one on one. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like the dialogue, once again, we see the Padawan and May, I think her name is, going at it, Osha's sister going at it. And she says this one thing that just was like, why would you say that? I don't feel like it was a Jedi thing to say. No, I'm not the biggest nerd dork when it comes to Star Wars. I do love Star Wars, but I'm not a lore master. Like I just feel like Jedi are in tune with their emotions. They're clean. They know what they're doing. They know how to keep everything under control. And the Padawan, is her name Jackie, I think. She just says this punk ass line like, "Oh, like because you killed your whole family, you murdered your family, or you burnt your family." And I'm like, why are you trying to make this like a personal thing? I don't know. I don't feel like a Jedi would have said that line. She the one thing that stood out to me, this is nitpicking. She like when they're fighting the knife or whatever, she headbutts her forearm. She goes like forward, back. It's corny, man. But I don't know. Once again, yeah, the Sith did great. Let's stay positive when we can. The guy who played the Sith, he did a damn good job. I thought he was intimidating. I thought he had a presence on screen, and I thought it was cool. The Padawan's death. I don't know how it happened because he took his lightsabers apart. One, two, three. I don't know how that happened, but that was a moment where I was watching it and I was like, oh shit, I did not expect that. I did not expect that. And bravo, Disney Star Wars, I guess. I mean, cool. I don't know what the problem was with this. Maybe he just was practicing this, but the fuck was with everybody's lightsaber breaking? I didn't understand that. Like, was it his helmet? Was it just some move he was doing? But I feel like lightsaber after lightsaber after lightsaber was just breaking. I don't know. That might be nitpicking too, but yeah, my main quarrels once again are the dialogue, the line deliveries, the I forgot what the Sith said when he revealed that he was a Sith. I forgot what he said, but it was just so cheesy. It was so Disney Star Wars. I'll have to look back and check it out, but I don't remember. But it just, there was a lot of things that took me out of it, whether it be the convenient plot points, the dialogue, the this was supposed to be the greatest lightsaber duel we've seen in a minute or maybe of all time. I don't want to take them out of text or out of context, but it was just it felt like a ripoff of Anakin versus Obi-Wan and Yoda versus Darth Sidious. It was just flashing between. I don't know, man. It was good, and I'm sure there are people out there already, pausing it, playing it, nitpicking, making fun of it. But for a first time view, I can applaud that. I thought it was good. I thought it was a great action scene, but I'm not emotionally attached to these characters. I felt like all of this should have taken place later in the season, but I don't feel like they have a story to tell. So they're just jamming everything in when they can and just trying to move the plot forward. But I mean, this reveal of this guy, of May's buddy, business partner, whatever you want to call him, being the Sith, being the master. There were people that knew because of a leak, I think, but a lot of people put it together. But I mean, several parts of this episode, I feel like this was supposed to be, you were supposed to like feel something. Feeling the Padawan kick the bucket. It just wasn't there. I don't care about these characters. I have no emotional connection with these characters. So it just doesn't hit how they wanted to. I feel like they were depending on the shock factor, the awe factor, and it's just not there. If you were maybe to do it later in the season and you were able to pull more people than just the Disney shills in to care about these characters, maybe, you start to have a positive view on this buddy of May, and you start caring for this character and liking this character, and then you realize that, oh shit, he's the Sith, he's the Dark Light, he's the you know what I'm saying? It's just not there. It's just not there. There was no oh gosh. And I wasn't one of those guys. I don't know if I just don't pay attention enough or I didn't see the leaks. I didn't really put two and two together of him being the bad guy, I guess, but it didn't shock me, when he revealed his face. It wasn't like, holy fuck, I never saw that coming, because it had to be one of them. It had to be Yord. Would be one of the sisters. It had to be somebody. And I mean, there was only maybe a handful of people that you could have picked from. So, I mean, take your pick. I don't know, man. It's Disney Star Wars. Probably the best episode we've seen of The Acolyte, but it's still Disney Star Wars just getting in their own way, just ridiculous convenient plot points, moving the story forward, and just lackluster dialogue and acting outside of Soul and the main villain. I mean, those really the only two performances I can give praise to is those two guys. And up till now, I didn't even care for our main villain. I thought he was annoying. I thought he was just a stupid character. He was just obnoxious. And that turn, it doesn't feel believable. I thought the actor himself did a great job. But it's just, I don't know, man. It just wasn't believable. It's Disney Star Wars, dude. It's Disney Star Wars. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. Comment. Let me know your thoughts on Acolyte Episode 5. And if you're interested in future content, please subscribe. Deuces.